This is KCR, the sound of state.
Just take a nice breath in. Exhale that breath. Just allow yourself now to relax more and more. Because from this moment in time, there's nothing of importance for you to do except relax. Relax.
Hey, what is up, humans? Welcome to Scarlett Letter Show Season 5, Episode 5. 555A. It's a really special night tonight. I'm really excited to announce that I made a really cool group for women in the industry. It's called So-Called Women in Entertainment on Facebook. And I'm trying to bring it on IG too, but I've had a really, really great feedback. A lot of great women joining the group. It feels great. It's just like, it's all about taking our power and empowering each other. Yes, I said power twice. But it's all about power, bringing that power and bringing each other up, lifting each other up. Another thing is that last weekend I played at Transcend on Sunday, and if you missed it, you obviously suck because it was a lot of fun. I played a dark techno set because you already know I like dark stuff, and the girls played a lot of great stuff too. Sierra was more on the techno side too, and then we had Laura Peck and Malini. It was dope. You guys better not miss the next one. It's every first Sunday of the month. So support your local women, okay? That's what it's all about. And now I want to introduce my guest of the night, the one and only, the mysterious, the super awesome homie, Killmor. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I've seen your show many times, and I've always actually thought about being on here myself. So this is, you can say, a dream come true.
Oh, thank you. No, I've been meaning to have you here because you are definitely one of the pioneers of the techno community here in San Diego, and you've been helping me out a lot. You're a real friend, so I'm really excited to have you here because this space is for my homies. You know, though you guys
Right.
always have the priority, so I'm really excited to have you here. Did you do anything fun last weekend?
This past weekend, actually, yeah, I did. We had our Divinity Techno Sabbath,
Oh,
and
nice.
we hosted just our local uh, techno DJs. We had a great night. It was at Kava Lounge. Um, and then after that night, I was invited to do a back-to-back set with No Expectations,
Oh,
and that was a lot of fun. They had like a Fight Club theme, and they hosted it at the C Street Tunnels.
yeah. Oh my
Um,
God, I haven't been to a tunnel rave in a long time.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. They put on a huge production. I ended up closing the night with uh, my boy Miguel, and we had a great time. We smashed it. It was a special night underneath the tunnels that night.
Oh my God, those
Yeah.
are always one of the. I have some of the best memories there. I think I've been to one of Reefer's parties there in like a
Hmm.
psytrance party, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's the whole experience. You know, when you have to like crawl there and like kneel, and then you get
At
like through
least
all
20
this.
minutes. Yeah, you're.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a really long. You need to bring some sturdy shoes. Sometimes I see girls with heels. I'm like, I don't
Bad
know,
idea.
bad idea.
Yeah.
But awesome. So you had a great weekend.
Yes, I did. I almost forgot it too. I was like thinking, what did I do this weekend?
Yeah, sometimes it's like kind of a blur.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to hear more about your story because it's the first time you get interviewed, right?
You can say so. Yeah.
Because I
Definitely.
couldn't find really much about you online or any other article or something. So this is gonna be like a
The
whole,
official.
yeah, the official. It's like a
Yeah.
whole
You
exploration.
get it here first.
Yeah. So I want to know what was your very first electronic music event that you attended?
First electronic music event. Um, I want to say it was here in San Diego. It was a local underground rave. Uh, my boy, he DJs under Con Artest,
Okay.
and he was actually who introduced me into the whole DJ world. Um, I went to the rave and I saw him up there, and I was just like impressed with what he was doing, and I was like, damn, I need to talk to him, and I ended up becoming friends with him, and then we would just he'd come to my house, I'd go to his house, and we just switch gear information and just like DJ together, and that was my first like intro into the electronic scene.
So that was what drove you to dive into DJing? Was it your friend?
No, he kind of like brought it into life. Um, but I've been around music my whole life, and that was like always my main interest. In high school, I wanted, we started bands. They didn't go very far, obviously, but yeah, we would start bands and just like um, it was always geared around music. And then yeah, it kind of just like fell into place when I was able to do it all by myself and not need help from someone else.
Yeah. So how did you transition into producing?
I actually went to school. So AI Art Institute. They kind of put everything into motion for me as well. Um, I started producing while I was in school, and it just grew from there. I knew that was what I wanted to do, sound design specifically.
That's
Um,
beautiful. I've actually never really thought about producing, but now that I'm starting to DJ again, it's kind of like I would be curious to see like what the process is like. I'm sure it takes a long time. Like how long does it make you to take a song? I make to make a song, for example.
It depends. It can take up to a couple hours. Like if I'm really inspired and like really creative, it can get done in like a couple hours. Or if I like depends on how much I guess thought I put into it. Because you can really like dive into it and spend numerous days, even months on a track. Just depends on like where you how you want it to sound and where you want it to go.
So, what are some influences or experiences that you draw from when you make music?
Influences and experiences. I like movies a lot, so definitely there's a lot of movie inspiration when it comes to making music for me.
Do you have some movies in mind?
Um, I guess there's a lot of soundtracks, like the soundtrack to The Shining.
Mm.
Um, yeah, there's just like the list goes on, but um, specifically soundtracks, I like soundscapes. So like giving the audience like a different sound perspective, like making them feel like they're somewhere else.
Yeah, like at the like an ambience.
Exactly, and that's kind of like what um, I think about when I go into it. Um, you need to like transform that space
Mm-hmm.
so that you're just take the audience somewhere else.
Like, where do you want to take your audience? Like, what do you want to transform that place into? Like a horror film?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's a horror film. Sometimes I just want the audience to feel something. Um, or I sometimes it's um, yeah, it's mostly trying to convey a feeling and emotion
Yeah.
through music.
Yeah, perfect. That's what it's all about. And what is it that made you fall in love with techno? And specifically like the dark techno that you like to play?
I think dark techno kind of meshed in with the my earlier like music listening. Um, I came from metal music, so I was in high school. I was just like listening. I went from like classic rock to metal to death metal, black metal, and then it just like
All the metals.
all the metals. And yeah, so it just coincides really well. Um, I've I've heard like four on the floor beats even in like my metal tracks or different people have experimented a lot. 9 Inch Nails kind of feeling grooves. AFI has had done like a couple like electronic tracks, and it's always kind of been in there. And then
The darkness.
that darkness
The
has been
dark.
there. Yeah.
I love it. I can relate because there's just something about that dark techno feel. It
Mhm.
just makes you feel like you can just let loose and you're just like laying all your demons out.
Yep.
It's just a very special feeling.
Mhm.
I just love all your sets because you always play that dark stuff. You know
Thank you.
that's the good stuff. The like the real dark. And speaking of some darkness, what can we expect in the first half of the mix?
Um, my mix actually it was very hard to pick out just a couple tracks for you. I was going through all my music and I was like, damn, I want to show her this one. I want to show her this one. But no, I had to stick it to the first to these four. And it's I guess some would say maybe melodic techno.
Okay.
It has a lot of voices, a lot of sounds. Just like it it's meant to like take you to that subconscious level in your mind. So
Ooh, I'm excited to hear it. And
thank you.
we will be back in 10 minutes to continue the interview. You're listening to KCR College Radio, the award winning Sound of State. think I would play for sure.
Nice. Good.
I'm gonna have to steal your music library.
I'll share it with you.
Thank you. You're the best. Welcome back, everyone. Here we are. Are you enjoying Killmor's set? Because this is how we like it. We like it dark. Before we continue on the interview, I gotta make some quick announcements. North Parks Observatory is an amazing venue that you can win tickets to. So make sure to check out all our giveaways on kcrlive.com for a chance to win tickets to concerts throughout the semester. And follow us on at KCR College Radio for more opportunities to win. Are you also a fan of podcasts? Make sure to tune in on KCR On Demand, the newest platform of entertainment from your radio host here at SDSU. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud at KCR College Radio. But they don't have me there, so maybe don't follow. Just kidding. You can check out the other shows. I'm sure they're great too. There's a lot of great content here in SDSU. All right. So, welcome back. Thank you for being here.
Oh yeah, I haven't left.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I thought you disappeared, but then, like, you're back. All right. So, since we're talking about fashion right now and all of that good stuff, you've been through like this transformation. Like I was looking at your old pictures and wow, like you've been through like so many looks and before like you kind of look like more like a cholito, you know?
Yeah.
And now like you are the Prince of Darkness. Like what drove you to go from cholo to the Prince of Darkness? What was the transformation to become Killmor like throughout all these years?
Over the years, I've kind of focused. My focus has gone different directions. For a long time, I was really focused on my music, so I had no interest in what I care or what I looked like. I didn't care. I had long hair. I had a long beard. I looked straight up like a caveman.
Yeah, I
And
saw.
yeah, and that was like when I was just focused like on music, and I just didn't really like. I wasn't shaving. I didn't care for haircuts. Like it just didn't care.
Or
And
wow.
then I started switching my focus to like to putting myself out there and like marketing myself and just creating like who the person that I wanted to be and portray. And then it just started shifting, and I found new interests, I guess, and then kind of just uh, dove into those, and um, yeah, they helped me kind of create this image that I have.
Character.
Yeah.
What exactly is it that inspired you for this like more dark BDSM look?
The music for sure. I started like so as you know, like dark techno is like my main interest, and that's kind of like what I love to push. But then I started like slowing it down and getting into like more electro, EBM, dark wave, like almost 80s synth poppy stuff, and that kind of just like took it a different direction. Um, and yeah, I started getting like into I guess like the kink world, and started like finding um, new approaches to like fashion and
Yeah, and
music
ideas. Cause
and ideas. Yeah.
you're honestly one of the best dressed DJs out there. Maybe because I'm into like that look too. But you actually put an effort to look like a character every time you go out and you play. And that is one of the things that also makes you stand out because you're not basic.
Thank you.
You actually put the effort to dress up. So as a spectator or someone that would follow someone's music, I appreciate that, and I'm sure other people too like already recognize you because of the way you dress or
Thank
your
you.
style.
Yeah.
Do you get compliments from men too?
Yeah, definitely. I get compliments from everyone, and I just I try to be my own superhero, and that's just kind of like how I go about it. And if I can't do that, then like what's the point, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's also like being open to exploring different spectrums of of your gender. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like,
definitely. I don't believe in like clothes is for men or clothes is for women. Like clothes is for everyone. I think it's kind of dumb for us to put ourselves in a box and say, men can only wear this, or women can only wear that. And so I kind of like like to bend the rules, and I'll wear lace, or I'll wear like these straps. People will kind of be where most people will be kind of scared to do it, and then
Yeah.
I just kind of go into it, paint my nails, um, and yeah, I get tons of compliments even from guys like, "Oh, your nails are cool. Like I've always wanted to do it, but I've
Well,
never done it."
do it, right?
Yeah, and I'm just like, I just kind of stopped caring about what other people thought, and then just started doing it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also good for you to inspire others. Maybe there's some, unfortunately in this society, men are we both have our own struggles, right? But
Hmm.
men, especially, like to keep that masculinity, look a certain way or hold on to feelings and just be a macho. It's like you don't have to stick to those standards. Like you can
Right.
be whatever you want to be. And nowadays it's like even more accepted to be as crazy and as fun as you want to be.
Hmm.
So it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
absolutely. Really, we live in a good time.
Yeah.
Um,
I
more.
definitely consider myself gender fluid. I don't think I'm like the most feminine, but I do have my days where I'm like a super tall fairy queen, but I'm
Yeah.
also like a dude sometimes. So it's great to have
Yeah.
people that are just open to that. So I just want to touch on that because I think it's important and it's not really talked about. And it's nice to have someone that is into that too. So
Agreed. Yeah.
how did you come up with your name of Killmor?
Killmore actually came from um, the actor Val Kilmer. He played Batman, one of the original movies. And a lot of people don't know this, but I was a reservist in the army for 6 years.
Wow.
So I went by my last name, which is Valenzuela,
Mm-hmm.
and or people would call me Val for short. And then, like again, back to comic book characters, superhero. Batman was always a big one for me, and I just went from Val Kilmer to Killmore. It was Val Kilmore, and then I dropped the Val, and then now it was just Killmore.
Nice. Now you know the story. I
Hmm.
don't know if I don't know if a lot of people knew it. I definitely didn't know the story,
No,
so
I don't tell that story very much.
well,
But
now
you
it's
got it
here
here.
forever.
Yeah.
Are there any artists that you currently look up to?
Um, Currently look up to. Uh, yes. I mean, in the DJ world,
Yeah.
there's I have like tons of artists that I follow. But to be honest, like I have a lot of influences from outside, like not things that aren't techno. Um,
Yeah, we kind of have to. I get
yeah,
inspiration from a lot of different genres, 80s, 90s.
yeah. So I'm actually like even like when I'm not listening to techno, which is a lot of the time, I'll be listening to like reggaeton. That's kind of like my shit right now.
Hey,
Yeah. So
yeah.
if I have to say Bad Bunny is one of the leading inspirations right now for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
he's another one that is also in the gender
yeah,
fluidity.
yeah, yeah. So you
So,
can see where I get a lot of things from him, and yeah, it's just like I get inspiration from everywhere, and it just kind of like becomes a melting pot.
so are you a Maluma person or no Maluma person? Because I know people either love him or hate him.
I no comment. I don't know enough too much on Maluma to make a comment, but um, I heavy on Bad Bunny, heavy on Osuna, and that's just like definitely been on repeat
Yeah,
for the last couple months.
that's cool. I grew up with reggaeton too. You know, when Wisin
Yeah,
y Yandel like first
yeah,
came out and Daddy Yankee, they were like super big.
yeah. Honestly, I mean, at the time, I was just like, I was that wasn't even I wasn't even like I I didn't really I didn't like it at all. Like it was just, like it didn't sound good. And now I'm just like I think they've put a little bit more production
Oh
value
yeah, it's a
into the
lot different
music,
now.
so
Yeah,
it's evolved, and I like where it's gone. I feel like Latin pop music is gonna surpass American pop music.
yeah, I can see
Yeah.
it too. We're going places.
Yeah.
So how do you define the art of DJing?
How do I define the art of DJing? Um, I guess DJing, it's creating a vibe on the dance floor. Um, it can be a technical thing. It can be a track selection thing. That's usually like the biggest um, like way to reach a crowd is with the tracks that you play. Um, so I think it's a mixture of both. You need both of them to to host a good dance floor, and that's what it's all about. It's about the dance floor. The DJ is kind of like second. Um,
True.
yeah, it's. I
Do
mean,
you prepare for your set or do you rather read the crowd? Like, what do you do?
I do both, for sure. I think it's important to go into a gig with a mentality, like a set of like, okay, this is the vibe that I want to play, and then from there you can kind of like read the crowd. Um, so yeah, I'll make a playlist of like tracks with a certain vibe, certain feel, and then from there it's kind of like I wing it. So I'll just like go to the list, boom, this one, no, not that one, this one, yep, and then it just like flows.
That's great.
It's all about finding that flow.
Finding the flow.
Hmm.
Busca el flow.
El flow, más flow.
Mass flow.
Yeah.
So, how can you make a connection with the crowd when you're behind the decks?
Um. So yeah, like I said, it's with either your track selection. You can either play something that the crowd's never heard of, and they can fall in love, or you can play something that's nostalgic for them, and then they can connect that way. Or if it's technical, you can definitely like add effects to create tension in the track in the mix, and that definitely like gives it more character, more feel. You can bring energy up, and then drop it down, and that's like when you really connect with the crowd. It's like they're feeling the music at that point.
How would you describe your stage presence?
uh, I'm very calm on stage.
Yeah.
I'm like very focused. Um, every now and then you'll catch me like I dance of course, but I'll every now and then I'll break out a smile. I'll remember to smile. I'll be like, oh shit, like you're having a good time. It's okay, relax.
Just
Um,
chill. Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's so funny when I saw both of you guys play, like you and
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Yeah,
It's so
Dark
different.
District.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was such a trip because you're just
Shout out
like
Dark District.
shout out. You were just so concentrated, and then Sebastian's like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's
And
on the other side of the spectrum.
I'm definitely on the other side too.
Yeah,
I like I like to just like be jumpy and have fun and woo because
yeah,
I feel that a lot of the times I have to be serious, but not super serious. But you know what I mean. I think that
right.
if I'm there, there to also like kind of perform.
Mhm,
But it's also nice to see someone that is just so into it and just so
mhm.
focused, and it's kind of like, yeah,
Yeah,
like I'm feeling it.
hella, of
Yeah,
course.
you're taking us on a journey. So that's another great way to do it.
Right.
Do you still feel nervous before a show, or do you think you got it all
No, I
together?
still no, I still get nervous. I still get butterflies. It goes away after like the first track or two. Um but no, it's always nerve-wracking. Just 'cause like the way my mind thinks, I I my mind comes up with those crazy thoughts like, oh, like you can literally like kill the party right now. Like you can just like one wrong button and like everything turns off and you're just like you just get these crazy thoughts and you're
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like I have to switch up my thinking. I'm just like, nope, that's not gonna happen. And we're just gonna go in there, we're gonna kill it. And then we kill it.
When we kill
Yeah.
it. So, what do you think makes you stand out from other producers or DJs?
I'm hoping, it's my sound. I have I know like I have the mentality that everyone has like something special to offer. So no one can do it the way you do. And like I truly honestly believe that, and no one, you can keep my playbook, but I'm just gonna keep making more plays, and it doesn't really bother me, you know. So
It doesn't bother Killmor. You heard it.
yeah.
What do you think is the best song you've released?
Um, I've released one of my favorite tracks is called Hellraiser, and it's on Beatport. It's on Black Drop Records. I released most of my music on Black Drop Records.
Mm.
Um, but we are working. Divinity is working on a record label, so keep an eye out for that. Divinity Records music is gonna be coming out real soon. But my favorite track that I produced would be Hellraiser, and it's just like a hard techno track with a soft piano line, and I think that's like the real like base of my music.
This
It's
this one.
yeah, there you go.
This is your favorite track of
That's my
yourself.
favorite. Yeah, and it's just like the like overall like of what Killmor is. It's like it's hard, but it's soft. You know, it's like it's a balance of both.
Yeah, it's good because it's true. Like the melody is like more of the soft part, but then
Right.
oh yeah, okay. I wanted to play a little bit of it. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah,
That's it.
it's
And that just gives like a like it makes me feel like whenever I play it, and it's just like I
it's
just
like a good representation of yourself, basically.
yeah,
Like it's your
definitely.
baby.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Okay, so I want to talk about something interesting. Tell me, how do you deal with the haters? Because I saw a post that you post that someone you had haters. Like I couldn't even imagine you having haters because you're such a cool guy. Like
I didn't imagine it either, but yeah, I think there's just people who are who won't always agree with how you do things, and you know they're gonna be out there, and that's it's okay. You know, you need those people. It's motivation. It's to you know it's help you grow. And it's nothing personal. You know, it's you know whoever has these feelings or feels that way is like um, is battling something within themselves. So it's you know it's okay. I don't
doesn't really bother you.
no not at all. It did at one point because I was just like my ego got hurt a little bit. I was like, what? Like I'm a nice guy, you know.
Yeah.
Like I try my best to, like whenever I'm out is like to have like a nice representation of myself because I don't want to be, you know, that I don't want to be like that asshole. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But and yeah, and it's just like my ego got hurt a little bit, but I was just like,
Yeah.
you know what? It's okay. You know, you need these people to motivate you and
Yeah.
to help you grow.
And you know what? You're not gonna please anyone at the end of the day.
Yeah, everyone. You can't please everyone, so
Yeah.
it's just like
I
you
haven't
just wanna.
experienced it yet, but I'm sure there are some people out there that don't like me. But I just focus on people that support me and love me, and
Mhm.
that's the way it should be.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I agree.
I want to know more about your role in Divinity. You are the production manager. Tell me what it's all about.
I'm the production manager and creative director. So my job is to create the atmosphere, the like when you go into a divinity event. So I design all the props. Um, the usually when we have like light shows or visuals, projection mapping, that'll be me.
It's always been you.
Um, hmm
Oh, wow,
yeah,
I love it.
yeah. And then the rest of the team just helps me create the vision. So like I tell them like this is you know this is it, and then they just boom they help me create it.
So you came up with like those mannequins that have
Hmm
the.
Yeah,
Where'd you get those
those are
in the
mine.
tianguis?
I got those. It was like a Kohl's. Kohl's was going out of sale or something, and I snagged 4 mannequins, and then yeah, I just built on top of them. I built these heads, with the masks on them and like nails sticking
I
out of
love it.
them.
I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, they were a lot of fun.
So, what are some of the things that you take into consideration before starting an event?
Um, well, for my side of the job, I think about the theme. You know, what's the theme gonna be? What we're gonna focus on. It changes a lot, not a lot, but um, like we just incorporated like um these neat chains, so we'll hang chains all over the room, and it gives it like this like dark warehouse feel.
A little dungeon.
Yeah, it's definitely a dungeon. We make dungeon music, so that's
Yeah, dungeon
uh,
music.
yeah, that's the vibe we try to portray. Red lights, whips, chains, and good times.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember when I got to perform. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Definitely have to do that again.
Yeah, I know, right?
We're waiting. We're gonna get a bigger event, and we'll definitely we'll
Yeah,
keep you in the loop.
I'll be your dom for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
So what do you think makes an event successful? And how do you measure that success?
Um, what makes an event successful is personally, I just want to see my friends there. Um, people that I've met throughout the scene. I want to, just create a space for them. The DJs as well. Not everyone gets to play this type of music. Um, so it gives them an opportunity to shine this dark techno light. And I think as long as uh, they're having a good time, as long as the dance floor has a good time, that's a successful event. And I, as long as we create the vibe, um, that's all. That's what I look for.
The vibe. It's
Yeah,
all
it's
about
all
the
about the vibe
vibe.
because bad vibes is no good.
Yeah,
So
100%. What are your thoughts on San Diego's electronic music scene? Maybe with start with some positive aspects and something that needs improvement.
I love the ambition. I think there's a lot of ambition from everyone. There's new crews coming up. Um, they're pushing boundaries. Um, it's growing for sure. It's spreading. So I think it's heading in a good direction. Um, we just got to give it some more time, but it's grown a lot. Like in the
Yeah,
past 10 years.
a
Um,
lot of new collectives now.
and then just like not that, but like music festivals. The music is starting to become more accepted. And it's not so much something that we have to hide anymore. We can kind of just you know um, let people know this is what we're doing, and it's okay.
Is there anything that needs improvement?
Needs improvement. Um, Everything needs improvement. Nothing's ever perfect. Um, I think um, we can think outside the box and find, because everyone talks about venues. There's not enough venues.
Yeah.
I think there is. Um, you just need to find the right people to work with you, um, and get them to understand that it's it's not all about money. Um, we're still curating a scene. So that's what makes it difficult with venues is they want a lot of money up front.
Yeah.
But we're still growing. We can't. It's hard to get like LA numbers because LA they're doing it every weekend and it's they can succeed. They can have like 6 parties going off and everyone succeed. Um, but San Diego's a little different.
Yeah. Hopefully we get up to that level eventually. We will, I'm sure. It's just
Yeah,
we're in the
definitely.
early stages right now.
Right. We're crawling.
We're crawling, but we're getting there. All right, so now it's time for the human experience section when I'm going to ask you more things that will dig deep into your mind. So the first question is, what were you doing when you felt the most passionate and alive?
When I felt the most passionate and alive, um, it was maybe one of the hardest, also one of the hardest days that I had to go through. But it was like, when I felt the most passionate and alive when I was on top of, I was in Peru on top of Machu Picchu
Oh my god.
for my birthday about 2 years ago, and that was pretty exhilarating. Um, I don't know if it was just like the lack of oxygen, but I was just like I was really high, and we were just on top of this like stone city up in the mountains. There's llamas, alpaca roaming. It's just like
Wow.
it feels like you're in a dream. Um, and yeah, that's when I felt most connected was when I was out in nature experiencing Mother Earth. You know.
Beautiful.
Um, but
Awesome.
thank you. Mm.
What's a belief that you hold in which many people disagree?
Um, Ketchup does not belong on food.
What?
Yeah.
Not even on fries?
No, I don't like ketchup.
Wow.
Yeah, most people would disagree.
That's pretty wild. All right, you need to leave. Just kidding. I don't even need to catch up anymore because it's just, it's full of
It's
sugar. But,
yeah.
but yeah, okay.
But
I
yeah,
will.
like my
I will.
childhood though.
Oh yeah. I would leave some like huevos with ketchup, and
Yeah.
like with fries. But okay, well now you know. Don't
Don't
give
don't
Killmor
give me
ketchup.
ketchup. No.
Only on April Fool's Day.
Pass on that.
Yeah. How do you stay grounded when you feel overwhelmed?
Um, Meditating, breathing exercises. Um, Definitely those. That's like the first way to calm me down. Other than that, and if I think in order to find that calm state that I I I create, I make anything, whether it be draw, paint, make music. Um,
You need to stay
as
creative.
yeah, as long as I'm
Yeah, me
creating,
too.
that's like that's my happy place. That's where I find flow, um, and that's when I feel most at ease, most whole.
Beautiful. I agree 100%.
Hmm.
Why do you think is the difference between living and existing?
Difference between living and existing. Um, you can live, but you're not truly existing until you've accepted yourself and you've become your true self. And you just most people will live as to please others, or will get their standard job, to get the standard money, to live in the standard apartment, and I think that's not existing. That's living, but you're not existing.
Wow. I that's funny because some people like switch them around, like living, like existing, that you're just existing, and
Hmm.
living that you're living. So it was great to see it from a
A
different
different perspective.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does the American dream mean to you?
The American dream. Mm, I have mixed feelings about the American dream.
Hmm.
I think it's just the dangling carrot, um, to make you want to push for something greater. Um, but I'm not so sure if it's attainable. But um, I don't know. Uh, it's it's everyone's American dream is different.
Yeah.
Um, so I just maybe I'm still looking for mine. Not exactly sure.
All right. So now it's time for the Scarlet Letter. I will hand you three envelopes, and you choose one. You open it. Answer the question. So funny because a lot of people choose the middle one.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's something to do with a human. I mean, it is a human experience, right?
Yes.
So, all right.
I like the
Let's see.
seal.
Yeah,
Mm.
you can keep it. I did it. I did it myself.
What? Oh damn. Okay. Here we go. What is the strangest dream you've ever had? Um, I have this reoccurring dream that happens a lot. Um, and my teeth fall out in my dream.
Me too, man.
It happens pretty frequently. Not frequently, but like when I do remember my dreams, which isn't very often. I just remember I've had plenty dreams where my teeth fell out. Um, I think maybe it's because I clench my jaw at night. I grind my teeth. I have,
Okay,
yeah. So maybe that's the reason why. But I don't know.
that's funny.
That's a strange dream I have.
Yeah, I've had those a few times too, actually.
My grandma says like I'm getting money. It's like,
Well,
oh, you got money coming your way.
well, hopefully,
Yeah.
let's hope Grandma's right, because
I
I
hope
get
so.
those dreams too, and then I wake up because I'm obsessed with my teeth. Maybe
Yeah.
that's probably why.
Yeah.
Um, So it's always just so terrifying. I wake up and I'm like, wait, they're all here still.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's something with the subconscious, right? We're all so complicated in our mind.
Right.
All right, so I'm gonna play the rest of your mix. Oh my god, we went past time, and then we're gonna be back in a few minutes just to finalize the interview. So we'll see you in a bit, people. What up, Mr. Killmor? You got
Hi.
any upcoming events?
Yes, actually, March 21st, I'm DJing an event for Old World Outsiders. They're a pretty fresh collective. They're more geared towards fashion, and they're gonna be doing like live rituals. There's gonna be a lot of dark art, performances, and it's gonna be a good time. Everyone's gonna be in costume. It's called the Dark Ages. So look up Old World Outsiders on Instagram. You can buy tickets for the Dark Ages, and you'll see me there spinning some. I'm not exactly sure what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be.
You gotta go and find out.
Yeah, you gotta go and find out.
Super cool. What does the future hold for Killmor?
Divinity is, like I said, is doing our record label. So expect a lot more new music from myself, from Sebastian, Sam, Eric, Chris. We're all gonna be working hard and pushing some San Diego techno.
Yeah,
So,
SD Techno. Any
SD
last
techno.
shout outs or anything that you want your fans to know?
Just follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Support your local scene.
How can they find you? What's your handle?
at Killmor on most platforms.
Okay.
Killmor, Killmor.
Super dope. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's
Thank
been
you for having
awesome.
me.
Yeah,
It was great.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, I had a great time. Thank you.
All right, people. And I'll be uploading the shows on YouTube. So stay tuned for the weekend. And see you tonight at Rich's San Diego. I'll be working tonight. Techniche Blackout event. Don't miss out. Have a great night, everyone.